Good morning, dear hearts, and happy now year. I'm trying to get that to catch on, okay? Happy now year. Let's see what we can do to spend as much of this new year, this new calendar, in the now. So happy new now year. There we go. That includes everything. And for the first time in 2023, let me simply say, please subscribe. You'll hear that a lot. Okay, the introduction to the workbook. Now, I love the introductions. We have an introduction to the workbook, we have an introduction to reviews, we have an introduction to new sections. The introductions are really important, and a lot of people will simply skip, it's really important because, and especially this one, it's really laying out for us, why are we doing this? The text portion of A Course in Miracles is theoretical. The theoretical foundation from the text provides a foundation for the workbook. But for me, and this is, I don't know, 27, 28 times that I've done the workbook, and this is the 4th year that I'm recording the daily lessons. So there's a lot of me out there. But for me, and I've said this many times, the workbook is the meat and potatoes, or the kale and tofu, your preference, of A Course in Miracles. This is what we do to work on our minds that are completely untrained. As it says, an untrained mind can accomplish nothing. We want to train our minds. We want to have minds that are sustainable. Last year I said an untrained mind is not sustainable. It isn't. So how do we get to sustainability? We get to sustainability, great word to say, by the repetition and using new thoughts. Letting go of everything that has already happened, because all of that has happened with an untrained mind, and it's not sustainable. And for something to be sustainable, it is reused. So now we're going to go into sustainability by reusing these 365 lessons in our everyday existence over and over again. We will gain not only sustainability, but from A Course in Miracles perspective, sanity. We are insane from this perspective at this moment. So many thoughts go through our mind on a daily basis, up to 62,000, yes, 1,000 thoughts go through our head every single second. How can we possibly have a quiet mind? It's impossible. That will not happen. So a trained mind is a quiet mind. This is where we're going to go this year. We're going to learn to have a quiet sustainability thought system. This will change everything in our life for the better. I have things here all over that I have written to help explain with these lessons. In the second paragraph of the introduction, it says that the exercises are very simple. They do not require a great deal of time, and certainly not in the beginning. They do not, and they need no preparation. We can just get up in the morning and do it. The training period is 1 year, 365 lessons. Oh yeah, right? 365 days. But there is one, I'm going to call it a requirement, okay, rule. Only do one a day. I know, and you know who you are, who have missed a lesson, maybe missed several lessons, and then you say, I'm going to catch up because I want to be at the same lesson that Janet does the video with, or that Marianne does the video with. Don't do that. Take your time Don't rush through these lessons. Each one builds on the other, and it is for the undoing of our untrained mind that we do the lessons in this specific order. Take your time. There's no rush. The introduction, the preface to the text says for the book that's a required course, but the time in which you take it is voluntary. Volunteer to take it slowly so that it sinks in. It's sometimes like osmosis, that all of a sudden, after you've been doing the lessons for a while, and you're talking to someone who is not a course student, and out of your mouth comes a lesson. Just the title of it. You will realize how much of this you are taking in, because it is slowly but surely changing your life. Over time, your thoughts will change, your life will change, and all of it will be for the better. We are working towards being able to see the world in another way, and the workbook is the means to that end. If a lesson is difficult, don't worry about it, okay? The introduction says some of the lessons are difficult and even downright insulting. Do them anyway. Don't worry about that. This is going to be an unfolding. And so the lesson that makes absolutely no sense today, a few months from now, or even a few weeks from now, possibly even a few days from now, all of it will become very, very clear, and you will have one aha moment after the next. Today's actual lesson, lesson number 1, and it's gonna, what are they trying to say? The lesson is, nothing I see in this room, on the street, from the window, in this place means anything. And then it has a lovely list, a litany of things that do not mean anything. The table, the chair, this hand, the foot. I'm not going to show you my foot. The foot, the pen, none of it means anything. And then it tells you to look further away, not just from up close, but further away. And that window, and that door, or that body, and that's always easy. It's sneaky even how they're going to bring in this idea of bodies, because we have a lot of body identity in this world. But that body doesn't mean anything. This body doesn't mean anything. The shadow. There's a long list of things. It says, notice that these statements are not arranged in any order and make no allowance for differences. That's one of the other things that we need to consider in doing the lessons. Don't omit anything on purpose because it makes you feel uncomfortable. Because I can say this table doesn't mean anything, or this cup doesn't mean anything, or this pen doesn't mean anything. But if I look around the room and I see the pictures of my children, I have a hesitancy to say the picture of that child doesn't mean anything, because I know that this is someone who is very dear to me. So at this moment, don't worry about that. Include those things that feel uncomfortable. It will become very clear why we're doing this. So there are practice periods in all of the lessons. Today, for this one, it says the first 3 lessons should not be done more than twice a day each, preferably morning and the evening. Now, I'm going to give you a spoiler alert to maybe make this a little bit easier. I've done it in the past. There's a word that is the key to why nothing in this room, around here, the pictures, nothing ever really means anything. The spoiler alert is the word separation. You'll hear a lot of that over the next 365 days. Don't worry about it at this moment, okay? Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining this. I am thrilled that you are here. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Last year we started also to pray. Today we have beautiful yellow roses that were given to me Thank you, Kathy. We pray. What do we pray for? We pray for what we already have and do not realize. We pray for what the world requires and doesn't realize it's already been given. We pray for what is already here but not seen. Today, this new now year, we will pray to stay in the now and pray to see peace all around us. That's it. Please like, share, subscribe. I said that. Comment, said that too. Please be here tomorrow. Namaste.